It's time for the main event. Presenting the greatest wrestling podcast in the world. Fighting from the blue corner, we got Mike the Shoot Shepherd. Fighting from the red corner, we have Cameron Thunder Osborne.
Boo,
Oh, the heel.
boo.
That's right. We are the Shoot Brothers. This is the greatest wrestling podcast with a nice introduction from Bruce Buffer.
Thanks, Bruce Buffer.
Thanks, Brucey. But yes, we're here. We got lots to cover. We got takeovers. We got Wednesday Night Wars, pay-per-views, the greatest wrestling matches ever.
The greatest wrestling match of all time is nigh. We are but a few sleeps away.
Yeah, if you can fall asleep before that.
I don't think I can. I'm like a kid about to go to Disney World. I haven't slept for days.
Yeah, and then you fall asleep and miss the whole
I fall asleep and miss the entire thing. That's right. My name's Cameron Osborne. I'm the heel of the show. I'm taking that role.
The heel of the day.
I'm taking the heel of the day, right? Not to say that I can't flip-flop, as it were, or cross the floor, as it were, in politics. And I guess they just call it turning in this business.
The quick turn, yes, just like that.
Yeah, I'd love it if they did call that. You know, when if an MP goes from liberal to conservative to liberal, a la Belinda Stronach, I would love if they called it turning face or heel.
So you want what's his name? Someone to call that a heel turn.
Yeah,
what's that CBC? What's the old guy on CBC?
I think of Peter Mansbridge.
Peter Mansbridge, like, the heel turn today.
The heel turn by Belinda Stronach coming up. It was huge. Get Peter Mansbridge and JR in on a little doing commentary on some House of the Commons meetings, and I'm there. Yeah. I'm there.
Certainly would make Canadian politics more interesting.
It would be, you know, and we're coming up, so we're a couple months after WrestleMania. Have we had a turn yet? No, I don't think so. Who's our last turner?
On the shows?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Last time someone did something shitty.
I'd say there was a turn this week, but I saw it coming for months.
You may have seen it coming for months. You know what was the last nice turn that we had? The Drew McIntyre Rumble Rise.
Yeah, that was a great Rumble. Ever since then.
Ever since then, you know, ever since this little turn has happened. Let's keep moving on with the show, though, because there could be some face turns, heel turns on any of these shows. There could even be one on the pay-per-view, because that's right, we had an NXT pay-per-view.
Review.
In your house.
That's right. Where everyone is supposed to be these days, and yeah, that's where I was watching this.
That's where you were. There was no pre-show. It was all, I think, right? It was all marketed.
No matches
as
at least,
the show.
so nothing important.
Yeah,
nothing important, nothing missed. So let's just jump right into it. The show kicks off with you get the classic in your house graphics, the old school music, the logo. Even the old '90s host Todd Pettingale was here.
Okay, I didn't know who that guy was. He was awesome.
Yeah, he was great. He had the flair. He acted like it was the 90s. The only thing he didn't have was the greasy 90s mullet he chopped off.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Still looked good.
Was it a mullet or a rat tail? Because those are two very different.
Well, it was the full mullet. Like, it went all the way across.
Okay,
but
good.
It was such like a white guy mullet. But yeah, so that was a great intro. And then not quite as great for me. We had musical act Code Orange perform a song, which I say perform because it seemed like there was some lip syncing going on here. I don't want to say, but
yeah, who knows? They Ashley Simpsoned it.
Yeah, one of the singers looked like Damian Priest to me.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I noticed that. But
anyways, yeah, nothing special about Code Orange. But yeah, what was special though? This nice set. We got the classic setup, the house with the big garage door, the big window, the front door, AstroTurf front yard. Looks like the old America's Funniest Videos set as well.
Yeah, it
Bob
did. Yeah,
Saget.
with those like with the bright pink and yellows and blues, just very
Yeah.
90s colors.
That huge window, the living room window. But let's kick off. We got some 6-tag women's action. Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox, and Mia Yim teaming up against Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Candice LeRae. So Shotzi's got her tank. Candice has some pixie wings because she's the poison pixie.
Oh, that's what we're calling her these days.
Yeah, so you got her wings. But no, this was good, fun match. 1 point. Yeah, everyone's just jumping around. Shotzi goes for a suicide dive, but Raquel just straight up catches her, tosses her around. Got a bunch of bumps to the floor. Mia Yim's doing a crossbody. Candice LeRae hits a springboard plancha. Tegan, Molly go around. Everyone's flying. Then eventually Mia Yim and Candice just kind of break off on their own. They fight through the garage to the back. So that's the last we see of them. And then back in the ring, Shotzi and Tegan, they take care of business. Some good moves. Knox hits the shiniest wizard, gets the win for her team. So good stuff. Fun opener.
A bunch of fast-paced action here too.
Yeah.
And then had the two of them go backstage. Those little feuds going in. So great, Mike. Let's move on to the second match that we had here tonight.
Okay. Yes. Yes. We had a fun opener, and let's move on. So we got Finn Balor taking on Damian Priest, the archer versus the shooter. I guess I don't know.
Who's the shooter?
I don't know if Balor does his little finger guns.
I don't know. Oh yeah, he does.
Little
He does his
finger
little
guns.
finger guns,
Little pistols,
with
little
his
ping-
with his little curled thumb,
Little pea shooter.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
He would be
so
the Diddy Kong of if this was a Donkey Kong 64 type thing.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Keith Lee could be Chunky Kong.
He would certainly be Chunky Kong. Velveteen Dream would be Lanky. Who else?
Maybe Casey Catanzaro could be Tiny Kong.
Casey Catanzaro is Tiny, and then Adam Cole, Bebe's Donkey. That's perfect.
There you go. But let's go to this match here. Finn Balor, he comes out looking aggressive. He's hitting those big drop kicks. But then he gets thrown hard into the stairs, and you could see the metal grate marks just cut onto his arm. Balor took a good beating throughout this match. He was getting, slammed onto the side of the apron, the razor's edge right onto the edge of the apron. You could see they banned the buckle bomb, but they let this move slide. But I guess it's not Nia, so it's okay.
I guess it's anybody else doing it, so they're like, okay. And is Vince really watching anyways?
I don't know.
We don't know. Jury's out.
yeah,
Jury is still out on if Vince is doing this.
His knowledge, yeah. Yes, Priest, we get a nice big jumping choke slam off the turnbuckle. And then the big spot of the match comes when Priest, he's got the bottom half of the stairs positioned on the floor, picks Finn up. He's ready to hit a crucifix over the top ropes onto the floor on the stairs. And I was just thinking, no way, they can't do this. And luckily for Finn, he escapes. He gets out, and then he hits Priest with a big forearm, which sends him flying backwards and landing painfully on the edge of those steps. Great bump, but that was kind of similar bump to what broke Shawn Michaels' back off a casket.
Oh, really?
Many years ago.
I didn't know that.
Similar, but so Finn, he gets him back in the ring. He hits the big stomp to the back of the head, follows up with the coup de grace, and gets the win.
Two coup de grace.
Two crew, yeah. One to the back of the head, one to the chest.
One in the chest. The old chest de gras.
But with that victory, Balor sets a record for TakeOver wins with 11.
11 TakeOver wins. You think Johnny Gargano would have that record, but I guess he lost a couple times there.
Yeah, he's Mr. TakeOver, but he doesn't always win.
He's been on like the most.
Yeah,
he's been on the
had
most
some
takeovers.
of the best matches. Yeah. But no, this was a pretty good match. And then at the end, Balor does his little pew pew points the guns at Archer. Then in between the matches, we get some nice little retro commercials thrown in with William Regal doing his Lord Alfred Hayes impression as the narrator. We had like some nice WWE. The frozen cookie ice cream sandwiches are back. They look delicious. Shotzi devoured one of those. There was a couple other little things. Nice touch to make it feel like the 90s throwback.
Nice to bring back the nostalgia.
Yeah,
Because although Vince doesn't like remembering the past, people like remembering the past. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
You can make money off of it.
Who knew that, you see someone walking around, Vince, he would never wear a paisley shirt, or he would never purchase jeans with belled bottoms. If you see Vince McMahon's fashion sense, it's very much in the present. No hints of previous generations. His haircut is very much a 2020 haircut, not something you would get going to the Army in 1972. Vince is a man of the present.
Debatable. Debatable. But that's a whole nother can of worms for our other segment, Can of Worms, that we haven't done.
Of course. Of course. We're waiting on that one.
But let's go on. We got some championship belts to decide here. Because Keith Lee is defending his glorious honor against Johnny Gargano. And they do some intro video before the match. And Johnny's in his house. And somehow he leaves through the door of his house and it connects to the front door at the top of the ramp.
I mean, is that really much of a surprise, though? Mr. Takeover himself, Triple H's son that he never had.
But I can see behind this door. There's nothing there.
I think it makes sense that Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae just live at Full Sail because they probably have an ownership stake in the property by now. They spend so much goddamn time there.
Well, at the very least, he has the key because
he's got the key to Full Sail.
Yeah, he locks the front door behind him, puts the keys down his trunks. Then Keith Lee comes in the normal way. And he's got some Black Lives Matter gear, which is nice. WWE, usually they try to not take any political stance, but I don't think they want to hold back on this.
No, they don't. And again, that could be another issue of Triple H getting it and Vince not.
Yeah, Vince be like, oh, we don't want to take sides.
Hey,
Triple H like, Vince,
sides.
you're an idiot.
Yeah. How many presidents of the United States are also in the WWE Hall of Fame? There's been like 45 presidents, and I don't know how many of them made it.
Yeah, we got some governors in there as well.
Oh,
Arnold
and Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, both of them. But this was a fun match. This crowd really felt like Full Sail. They were.
Yeah,
nothing felt forced. Like the chants they were doing.
A little bit better, yeah, because they were with it a little bit more in the NXT, but nobody was saying holy shit. And no, because there was a moment where Mauro Ranallo noticed, and I only noticed because he noticed.
Okay. And what I did notice.
Oh yeah.
Was the Johnny Sucks chants to the tune of the Star Wars Imperial March. That was great. Johnny sucks, Johnny sucks, Johnny
Yeah, that's
sucks.
a good point. With much less
Johnny
people,
sucks,
you can choreograph what you were doing more like you're a student, like you're like a university team or whatever, right? And everyone in the home crowd agrees on what the cheers are.
Johnny sucks, Johnny sucks.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. And then they also did Gargano sucks to the John Cena theme. They were great. And it all felt natural. Like one person did it. They all just, I don't think they were told to. But anyways, they fight. They fight up to that front door, up the ramp. And Johnny tries to escape through the door, which doesn't make any sense, like I said.
Trying to go home.
You can see behind it. It's, anyway, and then we got this nice little, the doorbell security camera view as well. That was fun. But anyways, they fight back to the ring. Johnny's trying to work over the eye, the hand. Goes for a suicide dive. Lee catches him, and they do like the dirty dancing pose for a second. I almost thought they were going to kiss.
Almost.
But then the big spot of the match happens when they're fighting outside the ring. Johnny's in front of the barricade, and then Keith Lee hits the huge pounce tackle. Johnny goes flying through the barricade plastic, smashes to the floor. Like a Scott Stevens body check in the 1990s.
They really are. And there was a couple times where someone got thrown against the barricade there. And it seems like more reinforced than normal.
It's got a good sound to it.
I think Tommaso
and the fans
Ciampa
too, when they were
hit
like
it.
pounding on it to get the match going, that added some good atmosphere as well.
Almost like just like they are, just hockey boards.
Yeah. So that was great. He goes flying through there. He gets Johnny back in the ring. And then Mia Yim and Candice come out. They're still fighting each other, but they had time to change clothes. They're in their
They're in
some
the
track pants and some Timberlands.
Yes, on the Triple H scale of ready to go, they're wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah. So they're out here. They're doing shit. The ref's busy dealing with them. So Johnny pulls the keys out of his trunks, stabs Lee in his other good eye. He follows it up with a slingshot DDT, but Lee kicks out. So Johnny follows up with a bunch of super kicks to the head, but he can't keep Lee down. Keith just keeps fighting back. He hits a spirit bomb, followed by another power bomb, which he hangs onto, transitions into the Big Bang Catastrophe. He gets the win.
I'm glad the keys came back into play. Because as soon as he threw those keys down there, I'm thinking to myself, like they got to come back, and so Keith Lee took 2 shots of Johnny Gargano's dirty key
Yeah,
ball.
he had to keep those down his pants for like 10 minutes.
Key balls,
I can't be comfortable.
sweaty balls,
Sweaty key
balls, something like that. This was a great match. The David and Goliath thing is always going to work, and Gargano can get enough offense in and take. He doesn't lose anything in defeat, really.
Yeah, and he acts like a little shit, so you think he's got a chance.
Yes.
To win.
Yeah, good. But yeah, heel Johnny.
Heel Johnny. Let's go on here. Because we've got Adam Cole taking on Velveteen Dream in a backlot brawl for the NXT title. And if the Dream loses, he cannot get another shot at the belt while Cole is champ. And coming in, I was a little surprised that this match was at this spot on the card. But then after watching it, I thought it was definitely the right move.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
I'll
It came in just like, oh, what? This is the 3rd match on the card, but
yeah, I'll say it right off the bat. I was a little disappointed, but we'll dive in. There was we're in the back lot. We got the ring set up. We're surrounded by cars, people sitting in cars with the headlights on. Adam Cole arrives in not a monster truck. It was like a regular sized truck body, but with huge tires lifted off the ground.
Yeah, a jacked up truck.
Yeah, big ass truck. Then the Dream arrives in a yellow Lamborghini. Not purple. That was a big... Why not purple? Right?
Yellow's pretty cool, though.
But he's the Dream. Purple, everything. Anyways, so Dream, he comes out. He's got this leather outfit. He's got a baseball bat on. Apparently, this was inspired by a Walking Dead character, but I never watched the show, so I don't know.
That's correct. No, it was.
There you go.
Negan.
At least Negan, yeah. I know the name. He wasn't in the video game, though, so that's my knowledge goes as far as the video
Your
game.
knowledge goes as far as the specific off stories of
Clementine.
the video game. Yeah, they're
Clementine.
no way involved in the actual show.
No.
No.
But they made me feel more than the show ever could.
I'm sure it did.
But anyways, we start this match in the ring, but Cole quickly bails. He jumps in this, I don't know, Toyota Camry to try to escape, but then Dream just starts bashing the car till he comes out, and then they're fighting, and then this random woman just pulls up in a van. He's like, did somebody call for an Uber? And they just fight in through one door, out the other, and the ref's like, better leave, lady, so she drives off. Then they start fighting up this street set. And it really did look like a movie backlot here. Mm-hmm. Like this was just like a fake street. None of the stores had anything in them. Blacked out windows, no signs. But Adam Cole, he manages to find an open door. So he goes in there. Dream goes after him, gets sprayed by a fire extinguisher. And they fight back to ringside. Ladder gets set up. They're both climbing to the top. And then Dream slugs Cole. He falls off the ladder onto a car, breaks the windshield. And then after this, I thought this was a rare use of fake blood in wrestling. I thought as Cole showed he had some arm, like broken glass, I thought it was fake.
Yeah, that was weird. I was, because like the second
it didn't even
later,
look good.
The second after this happens, I think like right before this, Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong show up, and they see it happen. They see this, and then they kind of help him up. But like the second after he falls, all the blood is wiped from his arm.
Zoomed in and even the way the blood looked, it looked like phony to me. Like it was too sticky and red. Like
when I saw it, I was initially just like, "Oh shit, he's bleeding," and then you're like, "Wait, I don't think he's bleeding." I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. So that was the spot, and like you said, then Bobby and Roddy, they arrive on the scene. They all start pounding on Dream. Excuse me.
Oh, you're excited about this one.
I was choked up. So they're beating on Dream, and then they just start unloading a pile of chairs from the back of Cole's truck. They have like 25 chairs. They're just tossing them into the ring.
So many chairs.
One of them falls outside of the ring, so then Roddy goes to pick it up, but then the chair gets pulled onto the ring. And then, of course, out comes Dexter Loomis, the tortured artist. And he nails Roddy and Bobby with a chair, starts beating them up, loads them both in the back of the trunk of his car, and drives off.
Fucking takes off.
Just like in the picture he drew. He knew it was going to happen. Then back in the ring, Cole goes for a Panama Sunrise, but Dream catches him and hits the Dream Valley driver onto the chairs. But Cole kicks out at 2. And this was the part of the match where Mauro Ranallo really fucked up here. He called Dream Adam Cole. He thought Cole hit the move and Dream was I don't know. He
right. Yeah, he did.
He was like, oh, it's the... And then, like, Tom Phillips had to correct him. It was like, no, it was the Dream Valley driver or something.
Right. I think he thought it was the Panama, and then he thought it was
he
the Panama
called
Sunrise,
it the Panama Sunrise when it didn't happen. And I'm like, I don't know. A rare slip up from Morrow. But
well, it makes
apparently he was calling from home. So.
Well, I was about to say, right? And I was about to say, it makes you wonder what, I mean, an edited match, how are the people in commentary doing it? Like, are they seeing the final product and getting to watch it? And then just commenting on what they see?
I feel like they were calling it live as they were watching the taped product.
Yeah, exactly that, right? And then if you quickly saw a Dream Valley driver versus, it's like it's such a small slip up, right? Where
it's a small slip up.
You're there in person and you fucking
noticeable.
see it happen, but you're sitting on your couch trying to watch a little screen, and then you're like, oh, I just missed that tiny detail.
Yeah. But Tom Phillips carried him through it. Anyways, they get back up, and then Dream, he's got Cole seated down on one of the chairs, and he hits the big purple Rainmaker elbow, but then Cole kicks out again at 2. I thought that could have been it.
That could have been it, yeah.
Could have been it. So Dream picks him up, he's ready to finish him off, but then Cole nails him in the balls with a low blow, and then he follows up with that Panama Sunrise onto the pile of chairs and gets the win. So crazy finishing move spot.
Yeah, that was a huge sunrise. Yeah, there was like 25 chairs.
Yeah. I love the finishing move, but I thought the match itself was a little lackluster for me for how high I hold this belt in these two, and I don't know. It didn't get that crazy.
And these two, the Dexter Loomis spot was great. I'm super behind him right now.
Yeah,
and
I love him.
Dexter Loomis, Roderick Strong is a perfect kind of foray onto the main roster. But you're right. With another one of these cinematic matches, and we're gonna be able to kind of like look back and rank all of these in terms of our favorites, right? This just didn't quite reach the level of the other ones, and they haven't quite figured out that perfect formula yet, right? We had
both of NXT, this one and the Ciampa Gargano match, are like the bottom. Not that they were bad. I'd still give them like 3 stars.
Right. So between
I wanted 4+.
Right. We have these 2 NXT matches, and then of course the Taker Styles and the Cena Bray.
Yeah, Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Yep, that was
which was great.
Yeah, we're gonna, and when they tried to make it a little bit different in terms of the setting. But I think there's also probably a lot of the way you film it, that they tried that with that Ciampa Gargano match, right? Of just, hey, let's try to film it a little cooler, but still no commentary and make it look like a movie. Yeah. Where, of course, the 2 we had at Mania were no commentary at all. This had commentary, but was pre-filmed. It's they're still trying to find what the perfect way to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The feud. I guess the feud's over. They can't. He can't challenge him again.
He can't. Yeah. What's next for Velveteen Dream? What's next for Adam Cole? It's crazy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that match didn't main event.
Yes.
But let's go on here. We got Karrion Kross making his takeover debut against Tommaso Ciampa. Just right off the bat, Ciampa gets a little bit of offense in, but he only lasts about 6 minutes or so, his shortest takeover match by far, as Kross just tosses him all around the ring, hits a big F10, and then locks in the cross jacket submission as Ciampa passes out and loses the match.
Yeah,
decisively.
Decisively. That's exactly what it was, right? Like, Karrion Kross's first takeover match, and he's got it with one of the top stars in the company, right? So you can tell that they have a lot of faith. They like this guy. They want him to succeed, making him look dangerous. But 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it because, if he can beat Ciampa in 6 minutes, and Ciampa usually goes 30 with the other guys at the top roster,
Well, I'm saying look out, Adam Cole, look out.
Adam Cole surely can't stand a chance. There's a
We could have our first ever Brock Lesnar
I was going to say there's
match.
a 60-pound difference and probably 5 inches in height. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I mean, the NXT for years now, it feels like, right, has been this place where the smaller people can do what they do. And even Velveteen Dream is huge, but he's not physically as, you know, large as, you know, some of the other big guys on the main roster. Certainly not like a Drew McIntyre type or an Andrade type. But, you know, yeah, we've seen the likes of Tommaso Ciampa, Aleister Black, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano be this division. And I don't want to see it go to some Brock Lesnar type. I don't want to see it.
So you're not on the crosswalk?
Am I on the cross? Am I on the crosswalk? No, I think he's really cool. But yeah, I just, you know, I feel like he's just gonna. Well, I think what it is right now, he's just gonna go over on all my favorite people on NXT, and I think that's what I don't.
Yeah.
I think that's what I don't like. It's like LeBron James playing against the Raptors. It's like, you know, obviously, I think LeBron James is really cool, but I don't want him to beat the people that I prefer.
Of course not.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The NXT's never really had that kind of title reign yet, or title match. There's the quick squash, and then Beast dominates. I don't know.
It hasn't. No, and you're right. And even the last biggest guy to probably hold that title was Drew McIntyre, 2.5 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, Drew and Samoa Joe are the two biggest guys I can think of.
Yeah, those big guys, and Andrade's a pretty big dude, but he's, you know, more on the quicker side of those small guy matches. So we're really going to have to see.
We'll see. And we'll get some more follow-up on the Wednesday Night War. But let's go, because it's time for the main event. The NXT Women's Championship match, triple threat. We got Charlotte Flair defending against Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. And a bit of a crazy fact, as much as NXT helped birth the women's revolution in WWE, this is actually the first time the women have main evented an NXT takeover since 2015 when Sasha versus Bayley had the Iron Man match.
Well, and I mean, I think the majority of NXT takeovers have involved like the best matches of the year. So, like, in all fairness, Gargano and Ciampa had 4 of them, I think. That's a full year's worth.
Yeah. No, that's why it stood out to me. Is because I didn't even notice. It doesn't feel forced. It just happens when it should.
Did they say that on the show, or did you just...
Yeah, they mentioned it. That's the only reason I knew it. I think someone said it on the commentary.
That sounds like a Morrow thing.
Yeah, so I had to note that. But another wild moment early on in the match. Charlotte Flair does the suck it crotch chop to the crowd.
Pretty
which
cool.
elicits a nice reaction.
Pretty
I loved it.
Cool. Oh, I think right before this match we went back to what's his name, the host man, Todd Pettingale. So we went back to him, and he had a couple funny lines when he was promoing shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had the commercials, he had like a fake 1-900 number or something.
Yeah, that's what he was like. He's like, if you want these shirts, call 1-900 WWE shop. And he just looks off camera. He's like, what? There's no 1-900 numbers anymore. And then of course it cuts to, and he's like, let's see how like D-Generation X is doing. And and then it just cuts to them searching on a computer.
Yeah, type in like cavemen.
Windows 95, and Shawn Michaels has glasses on the end of his nose.
They've all got big old man beards.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no, all the in-between stuff was great.
All the in-between stuff was great. Gotta say, they really put the show over in the production kind of value. I mean, I know we've only seen Money in the Bank, and of course we have the best wrestling match ever coming up. But those main roster shows haven't had the fun little things that NXT has been doing.
Yeah, no, this was great.
Yeah.
The sets, the promos, the videos. But anyways, yes, back to the match. Charlotte does the suck it chop. Morrow says, that's not becoming of the queen. But I love it. She's the heel.
Becoming of the queen. Yeah.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley, she's got this one contact lens in now. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's like her turning because she's kind of
because
more heelish now.
creepy eyes has to be a heel 101.
Yeah, just it doesn't look. She's a beautiful woman, but now she's looking more creepy and evil.
It was a little odd.
Little spider web shaved in her head too.
And Jesus Christ, I mean, I could never put a contact lens in my own eye. So the utmost of respect for people who do.
I did it to myself once, and I regretted it.
Oh, really? You don't wear contacts?
No, but I was a kid. I was curious. I saw my mom's, and I just.
Oh my God! Oh my God! So, but see, what's the?
I regretted it. I was like, oh God, it feels like there's a fucking fly in my eye.
Because not only that, not only did you
have to pinch your eyeball to get it out.
Not only did you put a contact lens in for the first time, it's also like a prescription lens.
Well, it was like the disposable, so it's not like I ruined her. It was the kind.
Oh no, but presumably it didn't bring you to 20/20 vision. If anything, it probably blurred you a little bit.
I just wanted to see what it would feel like.
Oh my God, that's so weird. That's so weird to do it by choice.
The whole concept is kind of weird.
Yeah, I would never.
Just having a thing sitting on your eyeball all day that you have to keep moisturized.
I would never, whether it's disposable or whatever the other form of contact lenses
Eventually, I'm going to
are.
need glasses, and I'll just get the glasses.
I mean, if I was a professional wrestler and, I was making more money or doing whatever, being on the top of, being main eventing. If I was main eventing a takeover, sure, I'll put in some
You
contact
can get the
lenses.
LASIK if you're main event.
That's a good point. You can afford the LASIK. Yeah, is this a prescription lens that Rhea Ripley's wearing? Like, do you think that's what it is? Like, she's nearsighted in one eye, and she's like, well, I have to put a contact lens in anyways. It might as well look cool.
There's a chance.
There's a
small chance.
Let's get to the match though, because these are some of
Enough
these are three of the top women in the company, in the world, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah. So they're having some great wrestling. The crowd's doing their chants. They're chanting, "You don't go here" at Charlotte. So again, it did feel like Full Sail to me more than ever. But yeah, some good women's wrestling. Everyone's going. Io's on fire. The crowd's into her. She's full babyface. Charlotte hits the natural selection, a move that has won her titles. But Io kicks out at 2.
Kicks out at 2.
Yes, from that natural selection.
Wow.
Eventually, the three women, they fight up the ramp towards the house. And then Charlotte throws Io through the large window. And then Ripley picks up a potted plant, throws that at Charlotte. So the two of them are swinging at each other. While this is going on, Io climbs up to the top of the roof on the front door. And then she hits a huge, beautiful diving crossbody off the roof onto the two women on the floor. Looks like she might have even hit her head a bit on the way down, but hopefully she's fine.
It was a big one.
But big dive. They all fight back into the ring. Rhea Ripley hits the riptide off the second turnbuckle onto Charlotte. The very move that beat Baszler for the title. But luckily, Io breaks up the pin. They all fight a bit more. Charlotte ends up locking the figure 8 onto Ripley. But then Io climbs up to the top rope, hits her big moonsault, landing right on Rhea's head.
Right on her head.
Like knee right to the head, which that's as powerful as you can make the move, and that gets the job done. She covers Ripley, gets the 3 count, wins her first ever NXT Women's Championship. Well deserved.
In what was a fantastic match, too.
Yeah, great match. Just nonstop action. Three at the top, like you said. Great finish, great champion. We had confetti, streamers. They were shooting onto Io as she celebrates.
Yeah, but did you notice they didn't show the confetti being shot out? That was the worst part for me. It was like, so they keep doing like the recaps of the best spots of the match, and then they cut back to all the confetti's already there, and you're like, oh, that was like you're going to a surprise birthday party, and you walk in 5 seconds after they do the big surprise. And then you come in like through the back door and you're like, hey guys, what'd I miss? Oh, everyone's already celebrating? Oh, yeah, yo. Well deserved though. I mean, it's always hard to see my queen fall. But we knew this. I think we knew this already. Her time in NXT was coming to an end. Because
I mean,
she has to pick a brand because she can't keep going back and forth from brand to brand with the Invitational. It's hard for her.
Yes, but at the end of the day, I don't know. What did she really do with this reign?
What did she really do with the reign in Spain, which is completely insane.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she won the Rumble. She had to get it. It sort of
she won the Rumble.
Sort of seems
she
like,
won the title.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another notch. She's a 12-time champion.
Of course, right? And she wasn't. Raw would probably still be on Becky Lynch right now.
Yes.
SmackDown, is there a point with that women's division?
I'm happy she chose she cashed in her Rumble on NXT and set that precedent.
If nothing else, we got a few good matches with Charlotte Flair and some of the women's division, right? Like, we did get her match with Rhea Ripley, who, and then we got this match, which was, I think, better than that one, maybe.
Yeah, I like this one better.
we got this match out of it. That's what I'm going to say her reign meant.
I just would have liked to see her get pinned once.
No. Well, that's silly.
In NXT.
That's silly.
Just once.
That's silly. Why would she get pinned?
Because she's Roman Reigns.
Because she is Roman Reigns. They might as well just change your theme song, eh? Like when, they
are pretty similar. Just the guitar da 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 versus da da.
I would love that if there's a YouTube cut of whoever the ring announcer is, or like Caleb Braxton being like Charlotte Flair, and then it's just Roman Reigns' music over top of Charlotte's entrance. I think it would work perfectly. You can cue in the same booze.
But yes, overall, pretty great takeover. I thought most of the matches delivered. Yeah, even I was a little hard on the backlog brawl, just because. I'm so used to like 4.5-star matches for the NXT title, and that was only like a 3 for me.
Yes,
but even a 3
we are so used to these incredible things happening with that belt. I also thought it was Dream's time. Fuck.
Yeah, that too. Like,
when
now that he's lost, where does he go?
Dream gonna win that fucking belt? That means it has to come off Adam Cole before it can win, and then I see Karrion Kross run through.
If Kross wins it, he's gonna have it for like 6 months
there's
minimum.
No way Velveteen Dream's taking that belt off Karrion Kross. Are you kidding me? It's not gonna fucking happen.
The world of NXT is wide open.
NXT is the most, probably one of the most unpredictable landscapes of professional wrestling. That was the In Your House pay-per-view review, and it was fantastic. Yeah, like you said, another fun show.
Yeah, successful resurgence.
I hope they go back to maybe previously copyrighted names they have, of various other things. I'm sure they can make work, and just bring something a little back for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, they got tons to work with, so why not?
Tons to work with. Okay, Mike, with that being said, that was our review. Our wrestling week has to start somewhere, so let's start it off with no better way than the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. This, of course, what am I saying here? I don't even know. Yeah, I'm tweet of the week. I'm just thinking how I wanna say this. Of course, tweet of the champion can be won by anyone. We can't iterate this enough. Any performer within the industry can win it. Somebody outside of the industry can win it. Companies have been known to win it, and sometimes, in a few cases, the tweet of the week has become a tag team championship because sometimes exchanges are just too good to walk away from, and that happened again this week when six-time Tweet of the Week champion Randy Orton tweets out, "Hey, heard WWE NXT Takeover in your house was great. Slapping my legs for you guys. Sincerely, hashtag leg slap." Of course, he's talking about checking your kicks. We all do it. We all check our kicks. We've been doing it this whole time. That's how we make it pop. And of course, Hit Checker 101 at NXT Tommaso Ciampa tweets out, replied to him by saying, "My daughter has been having trouble sleeping. Luckily, I found a remedy. Randy Orton matches."
No.
Better than NyQuil. Sincerely, an entire locker room who busted their asses. Of course, and the Randman's not gonna let a reply like that just sit out there in the open without ever coming back to it. So of course he has to chomp back at Ciampa, saying, "Ciampa, looks like I hurt the feelings of the self-appointed locker room leader of a wrestling school. Let me know what time hashtag leg slap class starts so I can take my game to the next level." Which means Randy Orton and Tommaso Ciampa, you are this week's tag tweet of the week champions.
Whoa. Yes, I did I did see this crossover into my world as well, and yeah, that was a fun exchange.
Yeah, why the
Maybe
heck
some
not?
future matches down the line.
I'm sure they respect each other enough, and everyone can calm the hell down. That being said, though, Randy Orton owns a G5, so does anything...
Randy's always trolling. You never know with him.
I would also like to say, out of this is the third tag Tweet of the Week champion, and Randy Orton has 2 of those positions. He is the Charlotte Flair of this division. We can't help but put belts on him. We can't help it. Everything he does is gold. Randy Orton, Tommaso Ciampa, welcome to the hollowed history of that which is the Tweet of the Week.
And does that put Randy in sole possession of first place?
Well, Randy was already
he
already in sole possession of first place
Okay.
in terms of championships had, but he now has extended his from 7 total to 8 total, if you include his individual and tag achievements.
Of course.
Just incredible.
Fantastic.
Speaking of tag achievement, when are we going to get Charlotte those tag belts? Can she do a Braun Strowman and hold them both? Can she do that? Can she just call some little girl in from the crowd, be like, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to take one of you?
She could. Lacey Evans' daughter.
Nicole. We'll just call her Nicole.
Nicole.
Nicole. Mike, let's move on to a show where the aforementioned women's tag belts have been prominently featured lately. Some women's action is coming up. We have SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, they used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Is it live anymore?
Sometimes.
We don't call it SmackDown, right? We just call it Friday Night SmackDown.
I think so.
It's interesting.
Doesn't matter. It's new.
Oh, it does. It matters. It very much so matters.
All right. Well, we've got some important things to address. Jeff Hardy comes out. Last week we had that big rental car crash. We don't know. Elias was hurt. So let's get to the bottom of it. He talks about everything, having to go down to the police station, years of sobriety. He's not going to let it slip up like that. He passed all the police tests. Witnesses were there. They said that they saw the person flee the car, and they had red hair and a red beard. So, of course, he knows it's Sheamus. Calls him out. Sheamus gives his little piece, like, "Oh, don't point fingers, you junkie." Just saying the same shit. So anyways, Jeff's had enough. Sheamus brings up his wife and daughter. Jeff's had enough. He chases him off, but Sheamus gets the better of him and just slams him all around those plastic shield barriers. Leaves Jeff laid out.
And then there was a brogue kick in there probably somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the little clip on backstage. CM Punk's not stoked on this particular angle, like you and I were kind of talking a little bit about last week. Who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully they can move on quickly.
Yeah, hopefully we can move on quickly because it seemed as though the build up to Sheamus Jeff Hardy was going to be great.
Yeah, they were building it for a while, and now they're added this extra shit.
Yeah, and then it was like, as soon as we hit the pinnacle, they're like, okay, yeah. Like, oh, shit,
Yeah.
okay. So that was a bit odd. So let's keep moving on, though.
Yeah. Backstage, Otis, he finds Baron Corbin's crown, so he steals it. And then, he's got a match, Otis versus Corbin. Not really much to say. They fight a bit. Corbin grabs a chair, nails Otis, causes the DQ. But Otis fights back, hits him with a caterpillar, stands tall with his peach, Mandy.
With his peach, because we're still waiting on that Dirty Dancing spoof. We're all waiting for it. Hopefully it'll happen soon.
Yeah, no spoof this week.
No spoof this week. No.
Yeah, but anyway, then we get Miz and Morrison. Throughout the night, they're just sitting in a van. They're spying on Strowman, setting up pranks on him. I don't know. He's got a little shaker bottle, explodes like Diet Coke and Mentos.
Odd.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny. Lacey Evans taking on Sonya Deville. But during Lacey's entrance, Sonya attacks her from behind, starts throwing her into the stairs. Last week they had a match, double count out, so they want to settle this. But yeah, Lacey looking good. She's hitting some arm drags, some wrestling maneuvers. Sonya's talking shit. Eventually Lacey does this little sunset flip schoolboy, but then Sonya, they collide with the ref. He's selling his injured leg. He's a little bitch. He calls down for another ref because he can't take it. Yeah, remember that ref that broke his ankle and made the count still?
While his ankle was sideways,
like,
we all
he's like, he's like, I gotta make the pin.
We all remember that.
Yeah, this ref is a joke.
Do you want to talk greatest of all time? That guy.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
But we go to break. We come back. We got a new ref. Sonya hits a awesome looking neck breaker. She's got like Lacey hanging over the edge of the apron, drives her to the floor off the neck. I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then she just starts Sonya proceeds to stand on Lacey's neck, wedged on the steel steps, which maybe not the right time to do a foot on the neck spot, but in the context of the match, it looked pretty vicious. Mm-hmm. Lacey even got cut. Her poor nose was cut.
No.
But anyways, eventually all this shit happens. Lacey hits a big moonsault for the 2 count. Sonya gains control. And then Mandy shows up on the video screen, starts talking at Sonya, calling her a failure. She freaks out and then turns around into a woman's right. Lacey picks up the win.
Lacey picks up the win. Yeah, this match, it didn't do too much for me. I guess, we can have Lacey get a win. Sonya Mandy keeps moving. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, that was that. Backstage, Braun Strowman's with Kayla getting interviewed when Miz and Morrison hit a little button in their van, and then green slime comes pouring down on poor Kayla, surely aiming for Braun. And then Kayla just says, "Those bastards," and walks off.
Class.
She got slimed.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the ring. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. We got a face-to-face to hype up their Intercontinental title final match. AJ says, "I did the smart thing. I took the bye." But Bryan, he's got different visions of what it means to be champion. Daniel, he wants to test himself. He wants to grow. He wants to be the best. He wants the universe to tune in and be excited every week to see a new title match. But AJ says, "Okay, how about I do something unexpected? I'll give Drew Gulak an opportunity right here, right now." And we jump right into that. AJ versus Gulak. Just some good wrestling action. It was only about 5 minutes, but they fit a lot in this quick time.
Very quick.
Eventually Styles sets up. He's ready to hit the Styles Clash, but then Drew just does a double leg takedown, bridges into the pin, and gets a 3. Huge win for Gulak.
Yes, that was huge, because we're going to get that match this weekend, correct? AJ
Bryan?
Are we?
I don't know. It might be tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's not going to come. Okay, yeah.
We'll check. And then back to Miz and Morrison. They're doing more stupid pranks. I think stupid's the right word. I think stupid's the right word to surmise this whole night.
The whole night of the Universal Championship scene.
Yeah. Well, at least I learned that Braun Strowman drives a little Buick Grand National. Nice little car for a big man, but they smashed in the windshields. Poor guy.
Hmm.
But then we got some 6-man tag match. New Day teaming up with Shorty G to take on Mojo Rawley, Nakamura, and Cesaro. Then outside the ring, Mojo hits a gnarly shoulder tackle on Kofi, who gets turned inside out. This made Braun Strowman's shoulder tackles look like nothing.
Like nothing.
I guess Mojo is a football player, though.
Yeah, he knows how to hit.
And Shorty G, good to have him back. He looked great here. He takes out Nakamura and Cesaro, and then New Day hit Mojo with the final hour to get the win. So fun little alliance there with Shorty G and New Day. They get along.
Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see him back. Great to see Chad Gable back.
Yeah, just to have Gable on TV is good. Mm-hmm. Then we go to the parking lot. Braun Strowman, he finds his smashed car. He freaks out. He asks the security what's going on, and he stooges out Miz and Morrison, saying they're in the van. So Braun does what he does best, and he flips the van over.
Perfect.
Yeah. But then, the best part of the night, we've got a main event, and for the 3 nights in a row, we had the women main event in WWE.
Ooh. Right.
But this was the first, because we've got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending their women's tag team championships against Bayley and Sasha Banks. And yeah, this is where it belongs. The main event. Good yeah, good back and forth match. Good bumps. Nikki hits a big crossbody to the floor. Sasha Banks hits a big meteora to the floor. Everyone's jumping around. Bailey hits a big Bailey to belly off the second rope on Bliss. And then she tags Sasha in. Sasha hits a big running knee. Bliss somehow kicks out at 2. I thought that could have been it. Yeah, and then at one point, Nikki Cross, she hits a great tornado DDT on Sasha to the floor. And then Bliss hits a Sunset Destroyer. Not quite a Canadian
Not
Destroyer.
quite.
But
It was getting
It was
there.
good, though.
It was getting there.
Yeah, I don't think it was nice to see that from her, though. Good move.
Mm-hmm.
That gets her a 2 count. And then later on, Sasha hits the backstabber on Nikki. And she's ready to roll through into the bank statement, but Bailey tags herself in. Sasha didn't even realize it. So Bailey comes in, pulls her off, and says, "Watch, I can do it." And she applies a submission. But Nikki reverses it, so Sasha has to come back in and break it up. She drags Bailey to the corner so she can tag herself in. And then Sasha hits this cool slingshot move that just kind of rolls through into the bank statement. Bliss tries to break it up, but Bailey takes her out. And then Nikki reverses the submission into a pin, but then Sasha quickly reverses that into a pin of her own and gets a 3 count. New champions. Great match. Sasha did all the work.
New champions in the main event. A little bit weird for Bliss Cross to lose the titles this way. Of course, it seems weird. Weren't we already building to the Bailey Sasha breakup before giving them something to break up?
Yeah, they've been building it.
It's been months and months and months of when is Sasha going to turn on Bailey? When's Bailey going to turn on Sasha? Is Sasha going to be tired of the, not being in the spotlight, whatever that is? But, for them to have the belts while they do it seems a little weird.
Well, I like the way they did it, where Sasha did all the work and Bailey nearly fucked it all up.
Yeah.
But, Sasha saved the day. So, hopefully this is just a short reign. They're going to transition those tag titles to Iconics. So that's what I'm hoping for.
It could be. Yeah. It's, it's always weird when a belt's in transition.
Yeah. But great match.
Yeah.
And
great main event.
It gives us the first ever dual tag women's champion.
Yes.
We've had Becky 2 belts, but this is the first singles and tag title.
So I guess out of the 4 belts
you,
that women can have in WWE, Bailey's got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty much.
Great. Let's keep it going.
If you don't want to count the UK.
Oh, I forgot about that. I did forget about that. I did forget about that one.
Though.
Okay, so out of the 5.
We all do.
Better odds. So what is that, 40%?
Yeah, she's doing well. She's doing real well for herself. She's won a... Yeah. The only thing she hasn't won is a Royal Rumble.
Probably next year.
Man,
or Charlotte can two-peat. Mike, let's keep moving on because there wasn't enough Charlotte on that show we were just talking about. So let's move over to a show where there will be more Charlotte. And that's Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Well, we haven't seen Roman. I don't have somebody who's on my TV every week. I don't have Roman Reigns is gone.
He's gone.
He gone. We have a big show coming up this week on Monday Night Raw. So let's just lay it out because who comes out first? Asuka. Right, that was right. I couldn't remember who interrupts who.
She comes out. She comes dancing down to the ring. But before she could even say anything, the new tag champs, Sasha and Bailey, come out. And they're allowed because they're the champions. This is not an invitation.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah.
We just want to get that out of the way. She's allowed. They're allowed.
Yeah. So they cut a promo. They're putting themselves over. Asuka fires back. This is my ring. And then they're like, as women's tag champs, we can go to any brand, so shut up. And then your queen, Charlotte Flair, comes out. She cuts her piece. She says, clear the ring, Asuka. Because me and Asuka have a match. And then Iconics come out. And they cut a promo saying, everyone wants to see us this Sunday at Backlash. Women's tag team title, triple threat. And that's what's going to happen, yeah.
Perfect.
So all these teams, it's going to be an iconic Backlash. Everyone says a few more words. They all start swinging. That leads to tag match. Asuka and Charlotte versus Sasha and Bailey versus the Iconics. Sasha and Peyton, they were my stars. They had a good little back and forth during this match.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton, we don't get to see her show off her wrestling too much, so it was nice.
Yeah.
But Charlotte and Asuka, they keep tagging each other in and out behind each other's backs, trying to one-up each other. Eventually, Asuka tags herself in, applies the Asuka lock on Billie Kay, and she taps out. And then after the match, Charlotte attacks Asuka and picks up her women's title. Because they're going to fight.
They gonna fight!
Sometime. Not Sunday, though.
Not Sunday.
But sometime. And then we get another update from Rey Mysterio in his home. He says the eye is healing, but any further damage or infection is high risk, so he still doesn't know when he's going to be cleared. But when he does come back, he's coming right for Seth. And then Rollins gives his little rebuttal, telling Rey, walk away a hero. Don't spread this misinformation. And anyway, they're talking back and forth until Aleister Black comes flying in and just clotheslines Seth.
Just clotheslines him.
And then we get a tag match. Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo teaming up against Austin Theory and Murphy. And this was just a quick squash, a little surprisingly. Aleister just hits this awesome, just big running knee strike to Murphy on the top turnbuckle, and that gets the win.
It looked
a cool
great
finish
too. Yeah,
I like it when you get a finish.
Are
like
we
that.
calling Austin Theory and Buddy Murphy like a group of a thing? Of course, we have
the
disciples. Like, is this a thing now?
I guess so.
I think so. It's very important. You know how things.
The disciples.
You know how extremely minor details are very important to me.
Yeah. Well, if you're welcome to come up with any other name as well. The Vagabonds was a
The
great one.
Vagabonds got to take credit for that one. I hope they come in later.
Yeah. But anyways, so the good guys win. After the match, Rey Mysterio's music hits, but it's Seth Rollins who comes out wearing his mask. And then they all just gang up, beat on the baby faces, lay out Black with a curb stomp.
Yikes.
But then we get the return of Christian. He's back. He's ready to host the Peep show because everyone's got a talk show.
That has their name in it, followed by the word show.
His name's Peep?
Yep, Lil Peep.
All right. Christian Peep
Christian
is here.
Peep is here. Christian.
What a name.
What a name. Christian Peep.
And he brings out his guest, Edge. And Christian's not mincing words here. He gets right to it. He says, Edge, I think you're running on fumes. The greatest wrestling match ever? I don't think you could pull that off in your prime. We are best friends, and we're supposed to be brutally honest. You're lying if you think you can live up to these expectations. So he's just right in his face.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Edge just says, hang on now. Pump the brakes. Pump those brakes and stomp some grapes, because I'm going into the first real wrestling match I've had in 9 years. And the guy I'm facing, he's been here the whole time, firing on all cylinders. And Christian just says, enough excuses. And he stands up. He gets in Edge's face, and he just says, what happened to you? Where's the belief? And then he brings up Edge's dead mother.
Jesus Christ.
She was there to watch him win all those world titles. And then you could see in Edge's eyes, you could see the tears, the lip quiver, the real emotions. That quiver. And Mama, I'm coming home.
That's what that classic twang in your voice that a good old Canadian boy has. Mama, I'm coming home.
Good old Orangeville.
Good old Orangeville accent, of course, very common. We all know what it sounds like. No need to try to impersonate it.
So he's emotional. Christian's riling him up, and he says, you have the anti-venom. You can do this. You can have the greatest wrestling match ever. And then Randy Orton pops up on the video screen to tell them to shut the hell up.
Stupid.
Yes. Stupid. The redemption's over. He just says, yeah, it's over, Edge. Edge says, no, it's not. And he slams the mic and walks off. So we'll see. Lofty expectations.
That's an understatement, Mike. Our biggest takeaway from this is, of course, WWE is acknowledging wrestling. Right, which is often
at least they're using the word wrestling.
Which, as we all know, is not a word they like to use on the main roster. They are not
Not they.
Or him. They are not wrestlers. They are sports entertainers. They don't perform wrestling. They perform sports entertaining, I guess. We don't quite know what they do then as sports entertainers. Yeah. They entertain us with sport, I guess. But another great addition, another great appearance from Christian Peep.
Christian Peep, yeah. So there you go. There's your go home promo.
Perfect. I can't wait.
But what else? I know you you've been waiting all week for this because the sports series.
Skip.
It's
I
time.
haven't enacted the skip rule.
And I haven't
in
enacted my veto.
Months. I have to call in the skip rule.
You can't just not in a game 7 decisive.
This is that 8th game of the Summit
This is the
series
8th game.
that happened for we don't really know why.
Because ties are a thing.
Because ties are okay.
Yes, and this series is tied 2-2. So we're gonna have a decathlon to decide the winner.
We gotta burst our way through this one because I can't take the time for each 10.
I have to at least say what they were.
Okay, say what they were.
Okay, Street Profits 600-meter dash easily won.
1600 meter.
1600. Yes. What did I say? 16 meters.
You said 600, which isn't like just not a denomination.
That's a weird denomination.
Weird, eh?
Street Profits, they easily win that. Next, we have Archery. Vikings take that. Street Profits, Flip Cup. They easily dust the Vikings. Viking Raiders pick Sword Fighting. Ford just forfeits that. Tied to 2. Then we get the hurdle event. Dawkins clears the hurdles. Ivar just breaks through them all running. Moving on to stick fighting, which involves 2 men holding sticks across a pool of milk from each other. Tug of war. Dawkins falls in. Vikings win. Street Profits pick a dance off next. They dance the Shawn Michaels theme, probably the only good part of the segment. And then Ivar dances to Fandago's theme, which lures in the female judge. We have to get the joke in. The whole you're cute, you're not.
To get
blah,
the
blah,
joke
blah.
in. That's the thing.
They have to do
don't
it.
have to. We're choosing to.
But anyway, Street Profits win the dance. Vikings, they pick shot put, and in an upset, Dawkins throws it the furthest. They get the win, and then Vikings pick the turkey leg eating contest. Of course, they easily devour the turkeys to get the much-needed point. It's 5-4 going into the final event. Street Profits select pole vault. Ford clears the bar. Ivar tells him to raise it. He clears it, wins the event. The decathlon ends 5-5, so they're still tied.
Oh my god! Fuck. Okay, if the tiebreaker has to be an actual wrestling
A
match,
tag team title match.
or
What's
what's the
those
point of the
belts in
last
months.
10 weeks have been? Please, let's have their next encounter be actual wrestling.
Yes, I'm ready for that.
Please.
We've had. I'm ready. I'm ready to move on from this. As much as you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna be hot for the rest of the show. Mike, what's coming up next on Raw? I believe we have a number 1 contenders match.
Yeah, winner faces Apollo Crews for that U.S. title at Backlash. So we got Angel Garza taking on Andrade, taking on Kevin Owens. Owens knows he's going to be in tough, so he attacks them during the entrance, try to get the advantage. But they're ganging up on him for a while. But it has to break up at some point because they both want to win, so they start arguing. They're shoving each other. The alliance is broken. And as they're shoving, Zelina tries to break them apart, but then she gets shoved hard to the ground. She's been getting hurt a lot recently.
She's been getting shoved around.
Yeah, shoved by men. It's not fair. So she gets taken away by the medical staff. And then the 3 men go at it a bit longer in the ring. Owens hits a stunner on Garza, but then Andrade kicks him out of the way, steals the pin. So Andrade will get the U.S. title shot.
Andrade's coming back for that U.S. title. Hope it stays on Apollo Crews for a little while, though, because...
Yeah, he's just getting started.
Exactly. I hate it when shit stops before it even gets started.
Yeah, and I feel like Andrade, he's gonna go for that WWE title at some point soon, anyways.
Yeah, at some point. It's only a matter of time.
And then backstage, the Vikings are trying to recruit Drew McIntyre to be a Viking.
Weird.
That was weird. Yeah, he's like, oh, think about it. So we'll see. And then MVP is coming out for his VIP lounge. I don't know who his guest was supposed to be. Drew McIntyre comes out.
Yeah, who even knows who was supposed to be there?
And yeah, Drew, he just says his new T-shirt catchphrase, talk less, clay more.
I like that.
Talk less, clay more, yeah. So I'm going to give you a countdown. You either take it like a man, or I chase you down and beat you up and give it to you anyway. So he starts counting down, but then Lashley enters the ring, and Drew cuts a promo on him, headbutts MVP before he gets jumped, but then Lashley squares up. But the Viking Raiders come out, and the Street Profits come out as well. So, but yeah, Viking Raiders are taking on MVP and Lashley. Just a little tag match. Nothing really special. Vikings look good until Lashley locks in that full Nelson, and Eric taps out.
Was that his finisher before? I can't remember what his finisher was
No,
before.
he's just been using
this
that less.
Drew stuff. Okay.
He was doing the spear for a while.
Yeah, it was kind of
But
like a...
so many people use the spear.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
it's nice to have a different. And he does the Dominator sometimes if the opponent's small enough.
Which one's that?
That's like where he picks them up for a power bomb, then like flips them on their side, kind of. He doesn't do it too often.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think I can picture that one.
He was about to do it, and then Lana goes, "No, spear, spear!" And he puts him down.
Right.
But we haven't seen much of Lana. She's still just the crazy wife lurking in the
Thank
background.
God.
Yeah, maybe she's going to cost him his title shot. Who knows?
Hopefully.
But let's go to the main event.
Main event.
'Cause like I said, for the third night in a row, the women are the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not forced. It's just natural. And yeah, Asuka versus Charlotte. You know, they gave them a lot of time here. They had about 20 minutes or so. And yeah, good chemistry, good match. We know how it goes. Charlotte, she dominated the first act, but Asuka won't stay down. Actually, Charlotte dominated most of the match, it felt like.
Yeah.
But no, some good transitions back and forth, submissions into reversals, into pin attempts. Charlotte hits a spear, but Asuka kicks out. And then as she regains control, Nia Jax comes storming down to the ring, gets on the apron. So Asuka nails her with her running hip attack, which knocks her down. But then she turns around into a big boot from Charlotte. And the ref counts to 3, even though from my angle it looked like Asuka kicked out.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, you think so?
did you see that?
You know what? I didn't pay too.
I don't know if it was a botch.
I didn't pay too close attention to it.
Yeah, it was. It was just kind of her shoulder came. I don't know. It might have just been a botch because they didn't mention it. So.
Right.
And then speaking of botch, afterwards, Nia Jax. Big bad Nia just picks up Asuka and hits a sloppy Samoan drop, which hopefully didn't hurt.
Oh my God. Well, the next move to probably be banned by WWE, the Samoan drop.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's a difficult move to pull off. It's almost as difficult as that dangerous single leg drop. Very dangerous maneuver. So hopefully we'll see those banned very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, another great match by Charlotte Flair.
Hopefully she's going to stay.
And it is so funny because she has that Roman thing too of like Roman Reigns doesn't really put on bad matches. Like he's a great worker. But he's just always there, right? And Charlotte Flair's like same kind of thing. Like I feel like Charlotte Flair doesn't have bad matches. She's just always there.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully Asuka just beats Nia, and then we'll move on to Asuka Charlotte or something.
Move on to Asuka Charlotte probably, and then wait, who's Money in the? Right, because Asuka.
Yeah, it was the Money.
Right.
Secret surprise.
Right. I forgot about that.
Speaking of Otis, yeah, we didn't really even have.
I don't
much of
think
Otis
he
in the
had.
main
Yeah, I
event.
don't think he had the briefcase when we saw him.
Yeah,
this
he was
week.
too busy with the crown this week.
Right, for some odd reason that probably makes no sense.
There we go.
Yeah, there we have it though. That was Monday Night Raw. That was the first half of our week.
Yes. Should we take a quick intermission?
We should take a quick intermission. We're going to have a quick break. We're going to come back with the Wednesday Night War. Of course, we have the rest of the week and some trivia. So stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, brother, yeah.
We're back on the show. Thanks for sticking it out through that break there. We know it can get long sometimes. Yeah, we know it can. Of course, the first half of our wrestling week is done. We had a great pay-per-view. Of course, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, some new champs. Also, which is real exciting. But it's time to get that excitement back up before that Wednesday Night War. The weekly, sometimes, more often than not, trivia segment.
Trivia. Woo! Trivia.
Just got a lot of questions, sometimes about wrestling, sometimes they're even not about wrestling. Mike, this week I have 4 questions for you.
I have 6.
Fantastic, Mike. What kind of questions do you have for me?
Well, yes, mine were simple this week. We're going to have a game we've played before, a good old spelling bee.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I'm going to give... Yeah, so I guess I'll kick off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the wrestler's name, and you have to spell it perfectly.
Perfectly.
So the first superstar from NXT, we have Akira Tozawa.
Akira Tozawa. Am I allowed to write it down, like on a piece of paper as I go?
In your head.
In my head. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You're right. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa, Akira. Akira Tozawa. I think it's a T-O. Tozawa.
You have got it.
Fuck yeah. I got it.
He's got it. All right, let me give you one more.
Sure.
We have Jackson Riker.
Jackson Riker. I think it is JAXSONRYKER.
You got it.
Got
no
it.
Fooled
I knew it was the dumb way to spell Jackson. I knew it was that dumb.
I think that came up during my Michael Jackson Riker a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. I think
But you remembered.
The lead character from what's the show? Sons of Anarchy. His name is Jackson, and they call him Jax, Jax.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just where that name is one that sticks in my head.
Fair enough.
Well, Mike, just like you said, Michael Jackson Riker combo names. I've got some combo names for you this week also.
Whoa. Okay.
So let me give you your first combo name.
Wait. What's the? Is it wrestling and something else?
Yeah,
or?
it's wrestling, then something else.
Do I know the something else?
Someone else. Yeah, you'll know the someone else.
No, but I mean, like, is it specific? Like hockey player, musical artist, like?
I mean, I don't really want to give too much away.
It's not specific for each question or whatever. I don't know. I'm not. Okay, just do your thing.
Okay, yeah. No, you'll get it because the clues are indicative of what the person does for a living.
Fair enough.
Okay. So first off, you have they wrote a memoir which debuted at number 10 on the New York Times bestseller list. And the second part is they are a 2-time Grammy Award winner, Best Folk Album and Best Americana Album. Okay. Next up, we have that this person's likeliness is portrayed in the film Fighting with My Family. And the other one is one of the few drummers who also sing. And lastly, your final clues are they have a finishing move named after a member of the Avengers. And they had a movie made about him and his band by the great Martin Scorsese.
Movie about his band by Scorsese. What's the Scorsese? So the Fighting with My Family, that was Paige's movie. What was the clue that said that movie?
Their likeliness is portrayed in the film Fighting with My Family.
So I'm going to assume it's Paige because she's the star, even though other people's likenesses were portrayed. So maybe not Paige. Maybe that's too. What were some of the other? Yeah, just recap some clues.
Okay, recap some clues. They wrote a memoir which debuted at number 10 on the New York Times bestseller.
Is that the wrestler or the other?
That's the first half of the clue.
Okay, so is it alternating between wrestler and other person? Or like
just like the way that you're doing it. So I'm giving you the first half of the clue and then the second half of the clue, which are both the people's names.
Yeah, so it goes in order of the name.
That's correct. Okay. That is correct. Yeah, so they wrote a memoir. They wrote a memoir that debuted at number 10, and part 2, they are 2-time Grammy winner, Best Folk Album, Best Americana Album.
Mm-hmm.
Second clue, part 1, their likeliness is portrayed in the film Fighting with My Family. Second clue, part 2, one of the few drummers who also sing.
Mm-hmm.
Third clue, part 1, finishing move named or has the same name as a member of the Avengers. Third clue, part 2, had a movie made about him and his band by Martin Scorsese.
Him and his band, the Grammy. So when you say the drummer sings, did the drummer sing in the band, or the drummer just also sings like in other stuff?
Sure, yeah, sings in the band.
So the drummer is the singer of the band.
Mm-hmm.
Which band is that? Drummer, singer. Grammy, folk / Americana.
See, I thought this was actually going to be one of the easier ones for you. Sorry, that's why I gave it to you first. I would have given it to you last if I knew
I
it was.
think I'm mixing my clues up in my head because I think.
Okay, every single first clue I give you is the wrestler.
Yeah, the order.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yes, every single first clue I gave you. See, that's the thing. Do you want me to give you just the wrestler clues and then just the other ones? Would that be more helpful for you to hear?
Do that once, I guess.
Okay, cool. So wrote a memoir which debuted at number 10 on the New York Times bestseller. Likeliness is portrayed in Fighting with My Family. Finishing move has the same name as one of the Avengers. So that's the wrestler. That's the wrestler we're looking for.
Yeah. The Avengers.
And then the other side of the clue is 2-time Grammy Award winners, a drummer who sings in the band, and had a movie made about him and his band by Martin Scorsese. That's the second part.
Yeah. What movies? Like, if I could think of just the movie or something, I think I could put it all together. You know, I love Scorsese. What can I think of? A band movie.
Okay, can you name the Martin Scorsese documentaries?
Documentaries?
It was a movie. Martin Scorsese made a movie about a band.
So was it a documentary or a movie?
It's a movie.
like a biopic?
No, it's not a biopic. It's something that really happened.
So it's based on true events, but what you're seeing is a scripted film?
Okay. I think I can't give you any more clues without giving you the answer.
Well, I don't know.
No, sorry. I thought. Okay. I really can't give any more clues without giving it away. Like, obviously, Goodfellas isn't about a band. So, what movies with music associated with them by Martin Scorsese can you think of? Picture 1978-ish.
Is the era of the movie?
It probably, yeah.
I don't know. I'm blanking.
Okay. Just let me know when you've seceded, and we can break it down, and I'm sure you'll know all the information.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to give up for this one.
Okay. The movie, The Last Waltz. Okay, who's The Last Waltz about?
The band?
Who's the drummer from the band?
I can't remember, actually.
Oh, okay. So I thought you could get there. Mike, the answer I was looking for was A.J. Lee Von Helm.
Okay, the A.J. Lee part I was thinking.
A.J. Lee, her finisher named Black Widow. Of course, Black Widow is a member of the Avengers. Her likeness portrayed in the film Fighting with My Family by the head of the Vagabonds. Well, you said Paige last.
Well, at first I was thinking Paige, and then in my head I'm like, that's only a one-word name, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, you should have. You should have been speaking the A.J. Lee.
Yeah. AJ Lee, but I don't think I would have got the other half. I didn't.
But yeah, it's the Scorsese documentary.
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah, I didn't know that was by Scorsese. That's why.
Oh no,
I've seen The Last Waltz.
Okay. No, I thought. I know. Well, I know you're a fan of. I know you're a fan, so I just assumed.
Yes, I'm a film fan. But yeah, I've seen The Last Waltz. It was a great concert film. So, but yeah, and so I knew like half of the clues.
Okay. Sorry, that
was well put together. It was
that one would have been at the end if I. But okay, okay. What do you have? What do you have for me? Next question.
All right, next spelling bee. We haven't seen this person in a while, but you should know the name. But can you spell it?
Okay.
One of the goons.
Yes.
Jessamine Duke.
No, I cannot spell this because there's a Y in there somewhere. Okay.
I'll just separate the names. Jessamine.
Yes, and then
Duke.
Duke is the last name. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
But
I'm
you can
going.
probably get Duke.
I'm going JESSAMYNDUKE.
That is correct.
Fuck yes. I knew there was. Okay, you know what? I thought I was thinking in my head it was how many N's are in Jessamine.
Yeah.
That was
I remember,
my,
well, for the longest time, I thought her name was Jessa, like Minduke or something.
Oh.
Until I saw it written
That's
out.
actually-
I thought her first name was Jessa.
That's
I'm like,
actually
who's
not a
Jessa?
bad name either. Just like Jessamine Duke, like Miss
Yeah.
Minduke.
But then, once I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's Jessamine.
Jessamine Duke.
But you got it.
Duke. We got it. Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
I have another one here for you that I think is going to be. Man, I'm just like going over all my questions. now.
Either way.
Okay.
It's fun.
So this one again is wrestler first, and then the second part second.
Yeah, part one, part two.
Part two. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So question number 1 here for you. Part 1. They currently do not work for a wrestling company. And part 2, this person is a 17-time Grammy Award winner. Okay, question number 2, part 1. This person was once an NXT Tag Team of the Year award winner. And part 2, they released their first album in 1952 and their last album in 2004. Question number 3, part 1. This person once appeared in the NXT universe wearing a wig. And part 2 was the subject of an Oscar award-winning biopic.
Okay. So you said they were NXT Tag Team of the Year?
That is correct.
Okay. And the music was from 1952 to 2004?
That is correct.
Okay, and there's a biopic, won the Oscars. I don't know, I feel like maybe Johnny Cash on that side. Because I don't know, how old? 1950, 2004? It's got to be someone pretty old.
Pretty old.
Pretty old.
Pretty
old.
Pretty old. Tried dead.
Well, dead, yeah. I was assuming they're dead. But Johnny Cash would have died around then, too.
Mm-hmm.
Tag team wrestler. They're no longer wrestling anywhere. They're
No.
Free agent, if you will.
Free agent if you would.
Not retired, though.
Not retired. I don't know who would hire him, though.
Last seen in NXT?
No.
Okay. You don't have to say that.
I don't know where they were last seen.
That was a big no, though.
No.
That was a big no.
Yeah, I don't know where they were last seen.
Okay.
To
So
think
MIA.
about it. MIA, yeah.
Tag team. Who is the big tag team of the years? I mean, all the other guys are still the Revivals and the other company, Dash and Dawson. Wait, that's the same guys.
Same guys. I can give you the year they won it in 2014 Tag Team of the Year.
2014 Tag Team of the Year. So there was like the Vaudevillains and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was Aiden English, Simon Gotch.
The final clue on the wrestler side is that they once appeared in the WWE universe wearing a wig.
So like in the crowd, like on a Raw or SmackDown or something?
On something.
On a something, wearing a wig. What the fuck?
Someone who popped up wearing a wig was a former NXT tag standout. Apparently. And they do not work currently.
Yeah. Give me some on the other side. The other side.
17 Grammys, released albums 52 to 2004, and they were the subject of an award-winning biopic. An Oscar-winning biopic.
Who's all that old?
Anything?
I'm swirling.
You're swirling.
Swirling. Circling the drain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I don't know why I'm blanking so much.
Yeah, surprised you can't. Yeah, think about the wrestler side. Think about the wrestler side. Who you think
I
that
should
one
be
might
able to
be?
get more. 'Cause, I mean, that was NXT tag teams. There was Jordan and Gable, the Revival, the Vaudevillains, the Luchas, Zack Ryder, Mojo Rawley.
You're forgetting. You pretty much just haven't said the other team.
The big team, yeah.
Or not the
team
big team. You just haven't. Yeah, like the other ones of that same time. You just haven't said.
Yeah. Who am I missing? Enzo and Cass.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was thinking of because they never. I guess tag team of the year, but they never won the titles. That's probably what I was only thinking of champions. Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy is his full name, I think. If that's Big Cass. Enzo Amore, Cass.
Okay, we're just looking for one of those two names.
Oh yeah, one of
It's
the
just
two.
it's just one of the people. Yeah, just one of them.
Yeah. But which one? Probably Cass.
Okay, what you got? What you got, Mike? The fans at home are buzzing in their Jeopardy buzzers right now.
I don't know.
You
I don't think I'll get
pick
there.
a guess. Pick a guess. You got to pick one of the names.
Cass.
Pick the other one. Pick the other one.
Enzo.
Amore Charles.
Oh, Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, of course, was portrayed by Jamie Foxx in the Oscar award-winning biopic of that. And remember when Enzo showed up at SummerSlam, like 2 rows behind green shirt guy wearing that wig?
Yeah.
During that tag match, and they had to
and they kicked him out.
They kicked him out. Yeah, I was hoping you would get it with the wig on.
Yeah.
I thought
I thought of him, but yeah, again.
You didn't say it out loud.
I didn't say
That's the thing. I think because there was a point where you were saying Enzo Amo, and then you kept saying, I feel like you would have gotten Enzo Amore, and then like who, you would have gotten away from the Johnny Cash thought.
Yeah, the Johnny Cash fucked me. Yeah. He fucked me.
Johnny Cash fucked you.
He fucked me. We'll see. Hopefully, I can close it out with a win.
You still have 2 more.
Still have 2 more. Let me give you another one here. Hopefully you know this one.
Yeah.
You've seen it a lot. The new women's champion, Io Shirai.
Io Shirai. Fuck, there's an A in there somewhere. Is it R-I-A or R-A? I-O-S-H-I-R-A-I?
That is correct.
Fuck yeah. I knew there was an A in there
He's
somewhere.
on a roll. He's on a roll.
I'm on a roll. Okay, fuck. I gotta get these. I gotta say these questions or these clues a little bit.
No, you're doing fine. I'm not doing
yeah,
as
just
well.
maybe that's what it is. Talk it.
I did last time you did the hockey. I was doing great.
Yeah.
This time I'm not doing
That's
so
what
great.
it is. Talk it out more.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk it out more. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is actually first person and then the wrestler. So the wrestler will be the second part of the clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
So first off, this person was nominated for 3 Best Director Oscars, but's lost every time. And they had their first WWF match in 1990 with a loss to a man named Paul Roma. Okay. Next up, this person has made 13 movies to gross over $100 million. The second person was the first performer to win, first wrestler to win the IC title 3 times. Okay, and your final clue. This person is the creator of the Alien franchise. And the second part is that they are a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer.
2-time WWE Hall of Famer.
2-time.
Okay, so Alien, starring.
They created the franchise, didn't?
No. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just
okay,
working
okay.
backwards. Is it Ridley Scott or Ripley Scott that stars in it?
What? What do you say?
One of them, huh? Ridley Scott. Yeah, Alien. I know the director. Why can't I think of?
Did Gladiator too, but that.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
Well,
Why am I blanking? I know this name. It's another one. It's in.
Who's the second part of the name?
The wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So we got two-time Hall of Famer. What were the other clues?
The first to have 3 IC title reigns, and had their first WWF match in 1990.
1990.
I mean, it seems
Alien.
like it seems like you got close to the first half. Two-time Hall of
Is it-
Famer is a very small list.
Yeah, two-time. Alien. It's not. What's his name? Is it James Cameron? Who's the directors?
Okay, who's a two-time Hall of Famer?
And there's like Booker T,
Okay.
Ric Flair,
Okay,
Bret Hart.
okay.
Booker T, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Sean Waltman.
Okay. Well, there's probably a few members of of factions, correct? Possibly in individually and as a part of a faction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else? Diesel, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
Okay. Any of those names?
What, so
Any of those names?
Ridley Scott Hall?
Ridley Scott Hall.
Yeah. Okay. So I fucked up. Yeah, I got the director and the main actress confused. That's what I was fucking.
Yeah, you Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. I don't know why I thought her. It's because her name's Ripley in the movie, right?
I think you might be right, actually.
I think something like that was mind fucking me. I knew Ridley
mind-fucking
Scott
you.
though.
Yeah, Ridley Scott did. You're right. James Cameron did did Aliens.
Yeah, there was a couple mind fucks going on in my head.
I think
But we
there's
got
been
through
a couple all day.
I'm just I overthink. I love.
That's what it
But
is.
no, Ridley Scott Hall though. We got it. We got
Ridley
that.
Scott Hall.
We got it. All right. My next spelling bee.
Okay.
We haven't seen this person in a while. Part of AEW's women's division.
Fuck.
But she's still with the company.
Okay.
We have Yuka Sakazaki.
Oh no, this is going to be a total guess. Saka. Okay, say that again. Sorry.
Yuka Sakazaki.
Okay, I'm going to say YUKASAKAZAKI.
That is correct.
No
Again.
way.
Yes, you're on a roll.
I thought I was going to get lost in somewhere in the Akas.
You're on a roll.
in
All
many
right. I'm going to
Akas.
I'll give you my final one. You've got one final one?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So I'll give you my last one while we're here. Yes, this is the name you've been seeing recently, so hopefully you've memorized it. Because he is the new Cruiserweight champion, El Hijo del Fantasma.
This is going to be tough, yeah, too. PHANTASMA.
You were close.
Fuck, where was I off?
Well, the Phantasma is with an F.
It is with an F?
with an
Ah,
PH.
man, I don't know why I pictured
And also, El Hijo is Hijo.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, so
I don't
it's
know
a
why
tricky one.
No,
but that's
that is a hard one. I don't know why I pictured
why I put it last.
I don't know why I pictured
why
the
I
Phantasma.
No, that's, going into this,
PH,
I
yeah.
think I thought it was PH, but then I looked and
PH.
it was F.
Weird.
So there you go.
Okay, Mike, your final one. Your final one here.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This one is wrestler first, and then the second person, or the second part of the other is the second.
Yeah.
Okay, so clue number 1. This person is currently a champion in a promotion.
Okay.
And they and the second part is they fronted a famous 80s hair metal band.
Okay.
Number 2, This person is a former member of the Bullet Club. And the second part, this person's band's 1984 album "Stay Hungry" went triple platinum. And finally, they are a part of a wrestling family. And the second part is that they've had 2 music videos featuring the actor who portrayed the Maestro on the hit television show Seinfeld.
80s hair metal bands. Let's see. We got like Twisted Sister, Quiet Riot, Motley Crue. I mean, there's tons. Poison.
Can you name any of their lead singers?
Oh, yeah. We're looking for the singer.
We're looking for the singer. It's the front man of the band. They fronted a famous
the front man
band.
of the famous band.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's like Bret Michaels. Who's sang the other? Who's the fucking Motley Crue? Let's go back to the wrestler for a bit. Give me so he's a current champion in the promotion, former Bullet Club member, and what was the third?
Part of a wrestling family.
Part of a wrestling family. So like a literal family.
Like a literal blood family.
Blood, like not like Kenny Omega
not
and the Bucks.
not a kayfabe family.
Yeah.
Well, they may also
real wrestling.
Real wrestling blood family.
Current champion. Well, Cody's a champion from a family. Who's on the other side? We got. Think of all your champions. Yeah, not. So back. So the lead singer of the band. 80s hair metal. What were the other music clues again?
Their album 1984 "Stay Hungry" went triple platinum.
Stay Hungry.
And they had 2 music videos that featured the actor who portrayed the Maestro on the hit television show Seinfeld.
That one, I think, does the least for me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know the Maestro, but I can't think of
Of course, you can't think about the music video. Yeah, I got you.
Let's see.
Maybe
More
when it all comes
80s. Yeah, I don't know. Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose.
So do you have an answer for the first half of the question?
The wrestler?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of it. A current champion wrestling family.
Who do you think it might be?
Not Drew McIntyre, not Braun Strowman, not Apollo Crews.
No?
Got to eliminate. Well, I mean, Cody's in the list. I'm trying to think if there's any other wrestling family guys.
You could almost say that by deduction, Cody would have to be the first part.
Cody Rhodes. But then what's the singer? Rhodes. I mean, I know Randy Rhodes, the guitar
first of all,
player.
I mean, Mike. I mean, you may have just jumped to a conclusion yourself when the man who you just mentioned comes down to the ring. What is
Cody.
the name that it says on the banner?
Cody.
That's what I seem to notice.
So Cody. What's who's the singer? Cody Dio.
Mike, you were so close. I know.
Codio?
I guess you're thinking of Ronnie. You were thinking of Ronnie James Dio. I guess hoping to make it work. No, Mike,
Yeah.
You definitely said the answer. Of course, you said Axl Rose. Vince Neil is the lead singer of Motley Crue. You said the name right off the bat. Twisted Sister, fronted by none other than Dee Snider, D. Snider.
Yeah, that ugly bastard.
That ugly bastard, and yeah, the actor in the "We're Not Gonna Take It" and the "I Wanna Rock" music videos.
Yeah, I've seen the videos.
It's the Maestro, that actor portraying
We're not gonna
like an angry dad who doesn't want the kids' rock music.
That makes sense.
It's
like in what's the actor who plays Norm on Cheers?
Oh, he was in
the Michael Jackson Bad video, yelling at Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, really?
Turn that music down, and he
That's
slams
funny.
the door.
That's funny.
Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Michael Jackson. Hey, but there you have it. That was our trivia for the day.
Yes, always a fun.
It was always a lot of fun. Always a lot of fun. You're going to send that to me, and we're going to get this backlog moving, Mike. Let's keep moving on with the show because we do have a fallout from some of the events that occurred on the weekend. Of course, we did have this live in your house pay-per-view, and now we have to come back on this week's NXT.
NXT. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT. Watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
NXT this week starts off with none other than the man, as far as I'm concerned, the man around those parts, Adam Cole.
Yeah, he set the record, longest reign over a year. He's still the champ. So, yeah, he comes out, cuts a promo, basically saying that I'm still the champ. Dream can't challenge me, so what's next? Doesn't matter. And then they start talking about Dexter Lumis, and then Roddy freaks out because he sees Lumis in the crowd. He's like, there he is! But the other members don't see him, so they think Roddy's crazy. And that just kind of continues throughout the night.
Yeah, this is so now we're so Dexter Lumis is a serial killer. Again, Mike, we've asked ourselves these questions before of where we're allowed to draw the line. Like we can't see blood, but we're allowed to know what a sociopath is. Or, these sorts of lines that can't be crossed. I would have liked this segment a lot more because we can edit these things now, right? Picture the mind games Dexter Lumis could play with Roderick Strong while this whole other narrative, Adam Cole's talking in the background to the crowd, yet the camera suddenly shifts this perspective of the story that Roderick Strong and Dexter Lumis are telling to each other, right?
Yeah.
That thing of...
Isn't that kind of what happened?
But it didn't really feel like it because he was too much like, hey, he's right there. I don't know.
But then they didn't see him. Didn't they turn around and he was gone?
Turned around and he was gone. He was, I just want to see more of that. I want to hear that monotone violin come in to really build that tension because it's 100% for us, right? I mean, build the show for the people watching it.
Yeah, no.
Because we're the only people who are watching it, I think.
And then, I think backstage later, Roddy's freaking out about more stuff. And they're like, calm down, Roddy. But he's just, inconsolable.
Inconsolable.
But then we get some mixed tag action here. Keith Lee and his wifey, Mia Yim, taking on Johnny and Candice. Just a fun tag match. The Garganos, they go for this double Hurricane Rana, and they both get caught upside down, just clinging to each other for dear life. Mm-hmm. And then, they do the AOP spot where they kind of just slam them together in the powerbomb position.
That was pretty cool.
But anyways, eventually Keith Lee hits his big pounce, sending Gargano just flying into the woman, which knocks Mia Yim off the apron. So Lee goes to check on his wife, but Johnny super kicks him, and then hits his slingshot DDT, but then Lee lands right on the fallen Candice LeRae. All that weight on the tiny poison
All
pixie.
that Chunky Kong.
Yeah, that Chunky Kong on Tiny Kong. So the ref checks on Candice, and as Lee comes to, he realizes what happened. He feels terrible. He's shocked. He's trying to help Candice up. He picks her up, but then Johnny just rolls up Lee, which causes him to drop Candice, and she comically just kind of falls to the floor. But Johnny gets a 3 count and the win. He doesn't care. And then after the match, he's celebrating. He just picks up Candice's lifeless body, like Weekend at Bernie's. He's waving her arm. It was great. Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, mixed tag can be more fun than expected. We've seen this like probably 3-4-ish weeks now in a row, maybe. Or like these guys have been teasing each other. But we're 50-50 booking our top angles right now, right? Johnny Gargano loses cleanly and definitively to Keith Lee in a pretty good match that we just had there on Sunday. And now, is he back in the contention just because he got a kind of like a messy mixed tag win? These things have happened before.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just gonna keep going down this path or do something else. But either way, I love the Weekend at Bernie's moment, just waving Candice's lifeless arms around,
just for that one moment.
Like, yeah. If he just does this, if Johnny Gargano just continues being a piece of shit and has to carry his lifeless body of his wife around, I'll laugh.
Yeah,
in a good way.
That's a good point.
But then we get Indu's Share. They're back, taking on the team of Mikey Del Bray and Mike Reed. And you know the deal. Quick squash win for Indu's Share. They get the little double team elbow drop move, whatever they do.
Whatever they do.
Whatever they do, they're here. the tag team division in NXT is the one thing that needs a little shake up.
Oh, for sure. No, we have no problem with squash matches to bring someone up. It's when they're squash matches when they don't need to be brought up. Well,
yeah. For now, this is fine for now.
Exactly, right? Especially like we don't know what the plans were for the broser weights. We don't know what was supposed to happen there. So we need something fresh, as you like to say, and that
yeah, we'll see. But then we go backstage. Robert Stone, he's trying to recruit Rhea Ripley now as his client.
He's trying anything.
He's trying, but she just punches him in the gut and then tosses him in a garbage can. This poor guy. Rough week. Then we go to Cameron Grimes taking on Finn Balor in a good little match. These two, they're building some good chemistry together. The Battle of the Foot Stomps. But he's the one that hits his. He gets the coup de grace, followed by that 1916, and he gets the win.
I still think I still got to say Grimesy.
You don't like the 1916 though?
No, I do. I like that way better than the coup de grace.
Yeah, I know. You always hated it, but you just like grimy better overall, is what you're saying.
No, I think his coup de grace is cooler. That's really what it is. Because he has to hop up and then push down, where Finn Balor's all down.
No, Finn Balor comes in from like 8 feet high rather than 3 feet.
And it's so hard. I wonder which one do you think hurts more?
We've been through this.
We have? Oh, God.
I'm always on the coup de grace side.
You think coup de grace would hurt more? Yeah. It's
just
so
full body weight. Both feet right on your sternum. You're dead. Anyways.
You're dead.
You're dead. Let's move on. Casey Catanzaro's back. Always nice to see her. This tiny little girl. Ninja Warrior. Not little girl.
Ninja Warrior. Yeah. American.
So she's here taking on Dakota Kai. And yeah, Casey looked great. Just little tiny athletic, bouncing all around, hitting some cool moves. Until Dakota, she hits a scorpion kick, followed by the GTK to get the pinfall. And then afterwards, her and her bully, Raquel, they just beat on Casey some more until Kaden Carter comes out to make the save. But she just ends up eating a big chokeslam from Raquel, and the heels stand tall.
And they do. What's Dakota Kai doing right now?
Nothing, just chilling. I mean, this is why
I feel like we need to move past this Tegan Knox thing, right? How much longer can we keep doing that one?
I think we're ready for NXT to get a turn with the women's tag titles, so all these other girls can have something to do.
Yeah, you're right. Let's
Tegan, Shotzi, Casey. I don't know. All these people have teams that they're building up now, so we'll see.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
But then we get the new cruiserweight champ, El Hijo del Fantasma, comes out to cut a promo. But then Drake Maverick comes out right away as well. And he congratulates him. He says, you deserve the win, but I know I can beat you if you give me another shot. So Fantasma says, see, and he offers a handshake. But then this is when the masked lucha abductors show up, and they jump on the apron. Drake and Fantasma are back to back. They're ready to fend them off when Fantasma turns around and does the heel turn, headbutts Drake, and they all beat him up together, the luchas. So, knew it all along. He was in on it.
He was in on it all along.
And then the two other men, they remove their masks, and it's Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde, who were both abducted a couple months back. So this is where they've been. And then Phantasma as well takes off his mask, and he reveals he can speak English, and he says, I am Santos Escobar, the NXT Cruiserweight champ, and no one can touch me. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, this was a great reveal after the odd backstage attacks. Yeah, and it's when I think like Phantasma wasn't going to get over only speaking Spanish with a mask on.
Yeah. There's already a lot of luchas with the masks on
that don't really make that happen for them. I hate to say it, removing the mask and having him speak English. I don't. It's in theory.
You look like a cool bad guy.
In theory, that should have nothing to do with it. But yeah, it's going to be great to see the turn also, right? Because we have when you have the shitty heel as your leading a belt. We're going to get that stoked babyface who's going to come for it. Maybe Drake Maverick is that character.
Maybe. Yeah. He wants to take down Escobar and the cartel.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's what we'll call the luchas.
That's what we're going to call him from now on, the cartel.
Because he's Escobar, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And hopefully that cartel grows. He already recruited these 2 jobbers. Who's next? What's Denzel Desjardins? Watch out.
Watch out, that guy. Oh, my God.
He'll be the new member of the cartel.
Yeah.
Everrise, where are you at? Watch out.
So far, doing way better than Dark Order, by the way.
Yeah, this is already cool.
Escobar's got 2 guys. I mean, what's the Dark Order been doing this whole time?
Yeah, I don't know. But let's go to the main event. We got the tortured artist, Dexter Loomis, taking on Adam Cole, baby. And yeah, Loomis looking good. The crowd is treating him full-on babyface here. They're slamming on the plastic. They're pumping him up. Dexter, he's dominating the match. He's got his triangle choke applied. When then Roddy and Bobby, they start getting involved behind the ref's back. Roddy hits him with a big kick. Cole follows up with the last shot, and he gets the win. And then after the match, Adam Cole's going to mock Loomis, but he just pops up and applies that choke again. So Undisputed Era start beating on him. And then Velveteen Dream comes out to help Loomis. So he fights off with Bobby, and then Loomis chases off Roddy. So now Adam Cole's all alone in the ring. And then the lights go out, and Scarlett comes down, and she just places an hourglass, turns it over as the crowd chants tick-tock. And we get a cool little final shot of just, Cole clutching his belt in frame with the hourglass. Is his time ticking? Is the Brock Lesnar cross reign coming?
That's what none of us want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know, but it does seem like Cole's in danger. If he's gonna face Cross, I don't see Cole getting out of that one.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, he hasn't been truly built up yet, right? So having him dethrone Adam Cole would be probably premature.
Yeah, like I feel Dexter Loomis has been more built up at this point.
At this point, at least he's had, a couple more kind of on-screen appearances.
And he's got the better death eyes than Cross.
Way better death eyes.
Like, his just look real. With Cross, he's putting on like a fake snarl. With Dexter, you're like, damn, that guy's cold. He could kill some people.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I don't know, but it could, if this leads to like a Dexter Loomis versus Karrion Kross feud, that could be interesting.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't like the TikTok thing as it went off air.
The chant.
I didn't like that too much.
That was a little forced.
That one felt forced because Karrion Kross has not performed in front of the WWE. Like, it's weird, because you're determining your own crowd's things.
Yeah, right now.
That's what it'd be, right?
Chanting anything. They're not chanting tortured artist at Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, and if it or if it was if this was happening all in front of the real world, people slowly would start to say tick tock.
Yeah, or they'd make up their own thing.
Better than TikTok.
But I do like Scarlett though. I like her presentation. She looks cool.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a silent, smiling badass.
We still need to know if we need to get over that whole lip syncing thing. We're not sure if that quite works yet.
Yeah, we're still in the middle on that.
We're not quite sure where we land, but that was NXT.
Yeah, that's that. We don't know when the next takeover is going to be, so they got time to do whatever the fuck they want.
Time to do whatever the hell we want. Let's keep
fuck.
What's up?
No, I said the fuck we want.
Oh my god, that's something terrible happened.
Don't censor me.
I know. I wasn't trying to censor you. It was like, one of those things where it's like you may have just been like kind of rubbing your finger on your table, and then you got a huge splinter. Like in that moment, you're just like, fuck. Like I thought it was something very minor, like that.
No, we are fine. We are healthy.
We're all good, Mike. Let's keep moving on because it's Wednesday night. Not only do we have the incredible people over there at Full Sail, we do have a bunch of people hanging out. But there's a group of people who like to show up to the Jacksonville Jaguars practice facility once a week for a couple hours and just sort of settle out their differences. We're moving to AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Yeah, we're at Daly's Place. We're just going to kick it off with some tag action. The Butcher and the Blade are taking on FTR. And we got Chris Jericho back on commentary.
Finally.
Lovely.
Finally.
And FTR looking good here in their debut. We get some cool brain busters. Everyone's just going back and forth. Bunch of good tag moves until finally FTR hit the Goodnight Express on Butcher. And then the jumping double pile driver, which they call the Mindbreaker, onto Blade. And that gets them the win.
It's fantastic.
So, Yeah, big debut. Afterwards, Tony interviews him, and they call themselves the best team. So Young Bucks come out, congratulate him, and they're like, yeah, but we're the Jacksons. We're the best team. So they go to shake hands, but then they get jumped from behind by Butcher and the Blade, and then Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc come out. So Hangman and Keddy come out there. We get a big brawl. And then it just kind of ends with the Elite and FTR in the ring together. Working together, I guess. Little truce.
Yeah, the commentary did a great job at putting over FTR in this. Chris Jericho did also.
Yeah.
Which,
if anyone happened to not know who they are, they did a good job of explaining things.
Yeah, it was all just a lot of good stuff. Butcher and the Blade, they're still pretty cool in my books.
Yeah, the bunny is nowhere to be seen. I think she's kind of
we will see what happens there later on in the show.
I might have missed that.
Oh, you may have missed that, Mike. You need
so Allie, okay, you can fill me in on that one later.
We'll fill you in when it happens.
But let's go to some more tag action. Hikaru Shida teaming up with Chris Statlander to take on Penelope Ford and Nyla Rose. This was, the rise of Penelope continues for me. She's just looking great. Her and Shida having some good exchanges. Eventually it turns out, Shining Wizard on Penelope, but she kicks out. So eventually Kip Sabian grabs Sheeta's foot. Statlander gives him a suicida. All this commotion distracts the ref. So Nyla slides Penelope the belt, and she nails Sheeta in the head, and then follows up with an awesome perfect plex / fisherman suplex with a super high bridge, and she holds on for the 3.
That's huge.
So big love Penelope.
Win.
She's gunning for that title now.
Coming for the contender in your future.
She's, like we said, with Britt Baker on the side, Nyla lost. Penelope's coming for that top heel spot. So, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, you're right, and this sort of seems like a thing that it's anyone's ball game. This women's title, really.
Yeah,
it has been for a little while.
And these 4 staples of the division.
Yeah.
For now.
Yes.
Then we get this little mini skateboard video with Darby Allin hanging out with Tony Hawk. And then, it's just kind of Darby just practicing, dropping in off a ladder. And after many failed attempts, he finally lands it. So good for him.
Congratulations, Darby Allin. It's nice to see somebody working hard and achieving those goals. It's just nice to see.
Yes. And then we get another video package from the role model, Britt Baker. Just more talking about the struggles and... she's going to overcome all that.
Of course. She's going to overcome everything.
The role model.
The role model.
Then we get more tag action. There was a night of tag team wrestling here. We got Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager teaming up to take on the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. Early on, the Inner Circle jumped the Best Friends. They're beating them up. Orange Cassidy gets the hot tag. He's running wild, taking out all 3 men. Nice double Hurricane Rana. Eventually, they fight back. They're trying to hit the street sweeper on Orange Cassidy, but he escapes. And he applies this unique pin onto Ortiz and gets the 3-count win. But right after Jericho's pissed, he storms down off the commentary table. He's got Floyd with him, and the Inner Circle just beat on the baby faces as Jericho hits him with the bat, and he ends up nailing Orange Cassidy in the head, which busted him open.
What's the bat's name again? I forget.
Floyd the Bat, busting heads. So, Cassidy's bleeding. I don't know if he bladed or if it was what happened, but
who knows?
But then they're not done. Chris Jericho, he goes under the ring and grabs a big sack of oranges. And then they just smash it over the head of Orange Cassidy and just beat him with the bag while he's down. And then Jericho just closes it out by saying, "Blood Orange Cassidy has been juiced." And then they squeeze out the juice of the orange onto the falling bloody body.
Chris Jericho also does this thing where he bites into an orange in no way that somebody would ever eat an orange. Like, he grabs it, and instead of like peeling it and taking the slices, he just bites into it. And I don't think I've ever seen somebody
through the peel.
Through the peel, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen somebody eat an orange. I was like, I've never seen that before. Like, it was something new I've seen. It was pretty cool.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
And, it seems like this is going to lead one day to Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho in a singles match.
Yeah, we know we're getting it
That
one
could
day.
be a hot match.
Yeah.
A big win for Cassidy.
We know
biggest win of his career.
We know we're getting it.
Yeah, but is Fyter Fest too soon for that?
Probably.
Save it for All Out, maybe. We'll see. But let's go on. We finally get some singles action here. Sammy Guevara's taking on Colt Cabana. Both men showing no respect for each other, but they have a good little match here. Eventually Colt goes up to the top rope, but Sammy picks him up on his shoulders in that burning hammer position and hits the GTH to get the win. And then after the match, we get the return. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson are back. And other members of the Dark Order come out.
Been a while since we've seen those two guys.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Brody Lee comes out as well, and he goes right over to Cabana, gives him a hand, picks him up, and then just walks off with the Dark Order. So the recruit continues as Colt, he waits a minute, but then he walks down the tunnel after them.
He's got to get someone.
He's got to get some. But and then we go to a little cinematic piece. We had Joey Janela. He's just kind of drinking at a bar, narrating. He's walking the streets, talking about losing his direction. He went from main eventing against Moxley in these no-holds-barred matches to wherever he is now. And as he's roaming the streets, Sonny Kiss pulls up, sees him walking. He's like, hey, get in. Let's have a ride. So he gets in, and they drive into the night. And that's just to be continued. And we'll see where that goes.
We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, just a fun little film.
Yeah.
Little mini film. And then backstage, the interviewer tries to get a word with Colt Cabana, but he ends up knocking on and entering the dressing room of Mr. Brody Lee. So it looks like the recruit.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, what we've been waiting for. So hopefully, Mr. Boom Boom.
Yeah, we have been.
But then we go to the parking lot. Not quite as dangerous, but still dangerous here at Daly's place, where John Moxley arrives at the arena, and then Taz just gets in his face, starts yelling at him. When Brian Cage comes running up from behind, attacks Moxley, they start fighting around the parking lot. Someone gets swung out with a pipe, goes through the car window. So Cage, though, he gets the better of Moxley, and he's ready to hit the drill claw right there in the parking lot. But Taz says, no! That'd be too much. That would kill him. So instead, he just tosses Moxley onto the car, breaking the windshield.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad because we do have that Fyter Fest match. I'm gonna assume it'll be the second week of that match.
Yeah, they'll probably main event Fyter Fest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
July 8th, whatever it was. But let's go to the main event of this episode. We got Cody defending his TNT championship against Mark Quinn of Private Party fame.
The open. Quinn.
Yeah, just a good fun main event. But I think most of us believed that Quinn wasn't really going to have much of a chance to win here, but he still puts up a decent little fight. His big moment, I think, he hits an awesome 450 splash off the top rope onto Cody, who was laying on the ramp, that elevated ramp. But then he starts selling that knee that he injured a few weeks back. So he goes to the top rope. He's looking to hit for a shooting star press, but Cody scouts it and just catches him right into an ankle lock, which Cody transitions into an even more painful-looking leg lock, and Quinn is forced to tap out. So another solid title defense for Cody.
2 weeks in a row.
2 in a row, back to back. Then after the match, Hager comes down, starts tossing Cody around. So Private Party, Matt Hardy come out to hit Hager with some chairs to save Cody. But then Santino and Ortiz come out to help him, so everyone starts brawling. The officials have to come out, break it up. So Cody gets on the mic and says, Jake, you want a TNT title shot at Fyter Fest? You got it. So that closes the show.
And that'll be the match.
Yeah, maybe that'll main event the first week of the Fyter Fest.
Yes, that could, another title belt, first at a pay-per-view. It's real exciting stuff.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and that's your Wednesday night.
That was Wednesday night. The war, which is
and will
show.
be.
Will forever be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, Mike, that was another great show, another great edition of the Wednesday Night Wars. Before we end the show, we do have... Now, it's not necessarily supposed to be the greatest pay-per-view ever, although it's supposed to contain the greatest wrestling match ever. We do have to talk about Backlash. So, Mike, I think we probably have 6 or 7 matches on the card. Do you want to book them for us?
Yeah, let's just jump right in. We got a singles match for the United States Championship. Apollo Crews versus Andrade. Like we said earlier, probably just keep it on Apollo for now.
Keep it on Apollo. The Vagabonds are going to be right there with them, though.
Yeah. Then we got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Just the grudge match. Yep, nothing on the line. Just pride, honor.
Just pride, honor,
from-
and hopefully we end.
Yeah, hopefully Jeff can win and move on.
Yeah.
Same with this next match. Asuka versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. We just want Asuka to win and move on, and hopefully no one gets hurt.
Yeah, a clean cut. Just, end it as fast as we can.
Yeah. Hopefully Nia taps out
Immediately.
Then we got Braun Strowman defending his Universal Championship in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
These things never work out for the two in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. We said that, but it happened to Braun before last time. It was 3-on-1 and he lost
Oh, right.
his Intercontinental title.
Yes.
But the world title is a whole nother story, so it probably won't happen.
No.
Braun Strowman's going to keep it.
He will retain.
And then the other World Championship match, we got Drew McIntyre defending his title against Bobby Lashley, who I'm sure MVP is going to be all there, up in the business.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get the Lana appearance as
I
well.
hope this is really good. I mean, these guys are both huge, but we've seen Drew McIntyre is more than just your normal big guy.
Yeah, he's great, and he's been doing some more. He's doing flips to the outside of the ring now and shit.
He has shown us that he can do things somebody quicker and smaller would do. I hope Bobby Lashley meets up to that, right? I hope these two put on a great match.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lashley doesn't get many of these big opportunities, so hopefully he'll rise to the occasion. Not win, but at least put on a good show.
Oh yeah, put on a good match. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second last match, which would be my main event, but I know it won't main event. We got the Women's Tag Championship triple threat match. Bayley and Sasha defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending against the Iconics, who it is their time. It's their time to win this belt and go on another reign of glory.
Yeah, they could, right? The triple threat. The old Sasha Bayley don't have to be pinned to lose.
Maybe Bayley costs the match for Sasha, and there's more dissension.
You're hearing it here
Or
on the
Bayley's the one who beats the
podcast,
pin.
and it's something that they'll tell you many, many times. Michael Cole will continue to reiterate that Bayley and Sasha can lose the belts without even being pinned.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, that's the rules.
He will.
Champion does not have to be pinned.
If Iconics are taking it, it's because Bayley and Sasha are turning on each other. Or if Bayley and
because
Sasha
the Iconics are awesome.
well, of course, you can say they're talented, but yeah,
So for story purpose,
I think that's the way they're going to lose it if it's happening here. If Sasha and Bayley end up working together, I don't see them losing it.
Either way, Bliss and Cross is the only option that doesn't seem like why would you put it back on them for?
Yes, exactly.
Either Bayley and Sasha retain, hold it for a bit, or you give it to my faves, the Iconics. But then whoever wins, I want them to go on and feud with people in NXT for a little bit.
Yeah, move down to NXT for a little bit. Why not?
But then, of course, the main event, we're all assuming, because it has to be the main event.
It has to be the main event.
Yes, we have Edge taking on Randy Orton in what is billed as the greatest wrestling match ever.
Forever, ever?
Yeah. I've seen people have commented. Edge had an interview outside of WWE, and he was just like, "Yeah, when I first saw the tagline, I thought it was a joke, but I was like, okay, they're really doing it." So, so we're just gonna go with it. There's nothing they can do. I mean, at this point, it pretty much has to be a 5-star match, or else it's disappointing.
7 stars.
It doesn't have to, for me personally, it doesn't have to be the best match ever, but it has to at least be a 5-star match of the year candidate.
Yeah,
to live up to the tagline.
No, that's exactly. That's
like
exactly
a 4.5-star match is not enough.
No,
The
because
Jungle Boy versus MJF would not be enough, as great as it was.
of course, and we've seen some good matches this year so far, and even like within the past year, it might be right, and it has to be like this has to be on par with Cody Dustin, or
Yeah,
this
and I
has to
just
be
don't
on
see it.
par with the NXT ladder match for the North American Championship. Like it has to be on par.
It has to be equal, and I just don't see it.
I just don't see it, but
Like even if they have a great 4-star, 4.5-star match, it'll still be like, well, that was fine, but it was not. Yeah.
Well, of course, you bet your ass I'm going to be watching it and
Oh.
on the edge of my seat.
Maybe that's the whole point of it, the intrigue. Like, well, they can't. Let's see what they're.
It's like,
gonna do.
it's all the people, all the fucking marks out there who are just going to be saying,
Yeah.
there's no way they can put on the greatest wrestling match ever. I'm going to watch it.
Yes, we're all gonna watch though. We want to see just what the fuck is gonna happen, because I don't think it's gonna be like a cinematic match, but it will be pre-taped, so they'll have the advantages of fixing and tweaking and all that.
Oh, certainly, yeah. They need to do a wrestling match. Their last encounter was not a wrestling match, so they
there's
need
too much.
they need to do that. And that was Backlash, or that will be Backlash.
Yeah, will be,
I
yeah.
can't
They
wait.
might add a surprise or two, like they usually do in between.
Yeah, they probably will.
They'll throw on a match.
We'll have a pre-show, I'm sure, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because So why isn't you could have taken off like Sheamus and Jeff Hardy and put the Daniel Bryan AJ match on this?
Yeah,
card, but-
unless they're gonna book it on the SmackDown before the show, which is also
Yeah.
possible. I mean, it's a
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Something screwy can happen. You never know.
you do you never know what's gonna happen. And that is Backlash. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to this greatest wrestling match that's ever happened in the history of life. All other.
I mean, there's a chance.
All other sports.
What if after all
entertainment-
this it does live up to the hype?
That's exactly it, right? Like
Then
there
we'll say
is
you
the
got
chance.
me. You got me, Vince.
You got me, Vince. If you might get the first ever Shoot Brothers. You got me.
Yeah.
Um.
Vince McMahon, first ever wrestler of the week, if that match.
Oh yeah, he'll be unanimous wrestler of the week if that happens, right? Okay, there you have
But
it.
speaking of
The wrestler
wrestler of the week,
It's the wrestler of the week, of the week. Wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. Wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week.
you are right. We had so much content to run through, Mike. I'm going to kick it off because I feel like what you're feeling like, and sometimes I know what you're thinking. You know, the struggle to make your way to the top of the card is something that every professional wrestler strives for. You work hard, tirelessly. You have good matches, you have bad matches, you have great matches, you have terrible matches, and sometimes it all comes together. This week, Io Shirai is walking home with my wrestler of the week. Congratulations on your very first title win on the roster.
yes, of course, it's a big win for a big star, for a great wrestler. We have to give her the unanimous vote for wrestler of the week.
So.
Io Shirai. Yes, she's gone through, like a year ago, she was still like the redhead sky pirate. And then she turned evil. She got that new music, new entrance, the leather, black and yellow look. And
Yeah, she
turned her back around. Now she's babyface again.
Oh, she's been on fire the last little while.
Yeah, last like year or so.
Yeah, can't wait to
and
see
now's
what the
her
rest of
time.
the year. Can't wait to see what the rest of the year has to bring for her.
Yeah, so yeah, it's the women's no lack of talent in that women's division.
It's going to be fantastic. And that's all the time we have for this week's show, folks. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the podcast because we're everywhere. And you're going to want to tune in next week because we do have the greatest wrestling match ever happening so soon. I can't wait. It's the very, very first thing we're going to talk about. When we talk about Backlash, we're not going to go through the card. We're starting and then with the greatest wrestling match ever, and then just probably ending the show silently. The podcast will be no more after next week's episode because there will be nothing more for us to talk about.
Well, stay tuned for that then.
Stay tuned for that then, Mike. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.